Hi Sagittarius, welcome. So Sagittarius, this is going to be your you versus them reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. Keep in mind it's a general reading, so the roles may be reversed. Feel free to flip it if you need to. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So Sagittarius, let's go ahead and get straight into it as I already have a card out. I will say I don't usually start with Sagittarius when I do my rounds of readings. But for some reason, I felt like really drawn to Sagittarian energy, and I just had it in my mind that you guys were going to go first. So please forgive me, other zodiac signs, but for some reason, I felt like there was an insistence. All right, to one, mix it up this round and do a different rotation, but also to lead with Sagittarius. So this should be an interesting reading to see why that is, right? So as I say that, your first card popped out. This is the overall energy between you and whoever this is pertaining to for you. This is the 8th house of intimacy. So this talks about contracts, investments, very intense, primal type of energy. Sometimes can talk about obsession, stalking, mysterious type of vibe, right? So you could be exuding that. And I have another card here. And or you could be connecting with someone who has some of those traits. This is also Scorpio energy, and then Gemini energy also popped out. That could be in your chart or the chart of the person you are connecting with. So let's see what else we have coming in for you, Sagittarius. Your crowning energy is the Devil, Capricorn vibes for some of you. But what this is talking about is, interestingly enough, in this deck, it's talking about freeing yourself from something that felt less than what you deserved or was restricting you or holding you back in some way. So I feel like this time frame, particularly in October, Sagittarius, there's some freeing up that you need to do, energetically speaking, but also possibly with like prior relationships or prior obligations that you've had, okay, or possibly with this person. Interestingly enough, too, that card, that card also talks about fixations. So there's definitely two messages out about getting fixated or somebody being fixated on the connection, Sagittarius. So let's see what else. Crowning energy for the person you are connecting with. Don't want to pop out, but I wasn't feeling that one. For Sagittarius, you have the Page of Wands, which funny enough, that was the card that was trying to come out earlier. So person you're connecting with, this is all about new, fresh energy, Aries energy for some of you. This also talks about getting new ideas, getting new insights, and interestingly enough, also focused on freedom, okay? So both of you seem to be in a same or similar energy. So let's get deeper with it, Sagittarius. I'm going to look at the recent past, what led up to the now moment for both of you. Then I'm also going to look at your headspace and where you're at currently and how you're perceiving each other. Then we're going to look at how you both are feeling. And then the overall spiritual messages for where this is headed. So, recent past energy for Sagittarius. You've got the Sun here. Okay, I also had a song come through when I was meditating prior to starting the video that may relate to you. I actually got the same song in the spiritual reading I did for Virgo. Some of you might be connecting with Virgo or have that in your chart. If so, check it out. But essentially what the song she says is, put it on me this time, if it makes you feel better. It's like accepting the blame, even though the blame doesn't belong to you, just to be able to squash something, you know? So there might be something about that going on, or in the recent past, something about that going on within intimacy and relationships. So yeah, let's see. You have the Sun here with the Page of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. So Sagittarius, I feel like, you know, they keep wanting to say flight of ideas. There might have been like this flight of ideas or maybe flightiness going on in the recent past energy. I actually feel like this is more so talking about like feeling more connected, feeling optimistic. You may have been coming into October feeling like, you know, things were working out for you and that you were getting some new ideas or at least learning something new about yourself. And then something may have happened that caused you to maybe question your own happiness or feel insecure for whatever reason. However, I do feel you bouncing right back out of that energy. So I'm getting the term misunderstanding. There could have been a misunderstanding in the month of September or in the moments leading up until October. But I feel like it's just a blip on the radar, right? Like, if you're feeling misunderstood, Sagittarius, I feel like you're not going to dwell on it longer than a few moments or a few days, etc. It's almost like a lot of you have been spending a lot of time reconnecting with the real you, the authentic version of you, what makes you feel good. And it's almost like discovering new things about yourself is helping to kind of fuel this more positive vibration that I feel around the Sagittarius. And then for whatever reason, for some, you know, something occurring here, or maybe just having a bad day where you start questioning yourself or questioning your happiness, or like things getting to you or getting all into your head. It could have been this connection as well that was doing that to you. But I feel, again, you reconnecting with yourself. And I'm also hearing you connecting the dots, and that's helping to bring you into a lighter feeling energy. So let's see the person you are connecting with. What is their energy leading up into the now? Ace of Swords, Nine of Swords. I heard is this clear as mud. So again, there seems to be like this message here around like miscommunication or misunderstandings, or something not being very clear, okay? And then I'm also getting a message about like pointing something out to someone. I actually heard, do I need to point that out to you? So, or pointing out the obvious. What the heck? I'm getting all different kinds of messages. I knew this was going to be an interesting reading. I rarely change up my rotation, but I'm going to. I honored the call to do that today. So, it's almost like Spirit wants to point out the obvious to you about either this connection or like the relationship with yourself. And so we'll get further into the reading as to like what that is, but I definitely feel like there has been something that needs to be cleared up here, okay? So Sagittarius, this person may have been going through some things that you may or may not be aware of. I feel like it feels to me that they were really stressing about something that was communicated between the two of you, or something that was communicated in the past. Like, it almost feels like to me like this person saying something and they mean it, right? And it's their truth at the moment, but then second guessing it later on, or like, should I have said that, or should I have done that, or like feeling insecure or doubt around what they initially thought was what they wanted, is what I feel. Because there's two things that are driving this person: their passion and their emotions. But I feel like they're not really on the same page all the time with that. Like, or at least in the past, this person may have felt some sort of divide between like what they were actually passionate about or what they wanted for themselves, but also, you know, not feeling on board with that. So there seems to be a disconnect between the way this person is thinking about something and how they're feeling about something. It could be that they also maybe impulsively made some sort of decision here, or communicated something that they now have anxiety around for whatever reason. Again, I get like a little bit of questioning. I get a myriad of emotions. This person seems to be a little bit all over the place, or at least that's how they've been in the past. It's just they have competing desires. It's like their heart feeling one thing, but what they think is conflicting to that. Is that making sense? There's something here too about like them shying away from the things that they want, or at least they've done that in the past because of maybe fear of vulnerability or fear of opening up, or yeah, there's something about that going on. So let's go further. Let me not elaborate on that anymore. So let's go into the headspace, Sagittarius, and see what we have going on for you in the headspace. 7 of Wands, the Magician, the Strength card, and the Death and Rebirth card. So in the current energy, Sagittarius, you're showing up in a very strong-willed, strong-minded type of vibe. So again, if there had been something that maybe temporarily threw you out of alignment, I feel like it was just that, temporary. I feel mostly you being in this energy of being able to block out any of that negative vibes, or at least you're being encouraged to, you know, and to focus on what's most important to you, which is feeling good, which is feeling good about yourself as well, and manifesting that confidence, Sagittarius. I feel like your confidence may have taken a hit in the past, but right now, like, it's almost like the Sagittarius energy, or at least those of you I'm connecting with, are really coming into your power, really coming into your self. And for some of you, freeing yourself from connections, places, people that no longer serve you, right? That bring you into your shadow. It's almost like a complete transformation for you, Sagittarius. And so if, say, like, this person was making you feel a certain kind of way, I kind of feel like you kind of detaching from that or blocking that out during this time frame, okay? And it doesn't have to be, but anybody that fits that mold, I feel like that's going to be your response, right? When it comes to how you perceive this person, some of you are maybe needing to kind of take a time out to figure out what you do want to manifest. And yet at the same time, I feel that there is strong feelings here, but also you going through a lot of changes, Sagittarius, and maybe also this person going through a lot of changes at the moment. So let's see what their perception is of the connection, what they have going on in their headspace. You have the Hermit. There's that Page of Wands again. Ooh, the Ace of Wands. The Emperor and the High Priestess. I can still hear that song. Put it on me. All right, so both of you are very strong-willed people, okay? Or at least that's how you're showing up during this time frame. I feel like this person may have needed to, like, kind of detach themselves or go within to do some sort of reflection here. But I do feel like them wanting to present some sort of opportunity, or an opportunity being presented within the connection. I feel like this person does feel an attraction to you, Sagittarius, and of strong attraction, to be honest with you. I feel this person feels like intuitively that there's something more going on here than what meets the eye, okay? And I feel like this person may want to reach out or have some sort of new beginning during this time frame. And I feel it being with you, but since there's a big group of you, it could just be them having some sort of new beginning in general. But I feel like, you know, if this person had felt divided between, like, their passion and their emotions, them kind of coming to some sort of agreement or understanding within themselves about what it is that they really do want in their life. And again, I feel like, especially if this is an intimate connection, this person may feel very intimately drawn to you or very passionate about the connection. They might just be a very passionate lover in general. But I also feel like this person is highly intuitive, or they read the room very well, or read your energy very well, or at least that's how they think about it. So whether that's true or not, you know, we'll see. But let's go deeper than Sagittarius and go into the emotional space then and see what we have going on. underneath it all, how is Sagittarius feeling? Judgment, King of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles. And there's the Devil again. So, Sagittarius, why do I feel all of a sudden like anxiety or like overwhelmed? Some of y'all might be just having periods of time where you're feeling like a little bit overwhelmed in the energy. This retrograde is no joke, y'all. I can't wait till October. I have Venus in Sagittarius, and I cannot wait till October when Mercury goes out of retrograde. It feels dense. It feels heavy. It feels, difficult to stay positive. Okay. And you may have been feeling that way, Sagittarius, leading up into the now moment, where maybe even you're being sucked into your shadow self. But it just depends too on how you've been focusing your thoughts. So when it comes down to it, Sagittarius, I feel like you almost want to be released of any type of emotion that's going to bring you down. I just feel like you going into this space, Sagittarius, of being like, you know what, I give up the fight. If it's a fight, I give up. If it's a conflict, I don't want it. If it's drama, save it for your mama. Like, I just kind of feel like you being in this space of just wanting to feel like this tranquil, peaceful, loving vibe. And maybe even spending some time with yourself or working on yourself. I think there's periods of time where you may feel lonely at times though, or they keep saying misunderstood. But the misunderstanding is not between you and this person. It's not between you and anyone else. The misunderstanding is between you and how you're flowing your energy, right? Between your misconceptions of your self-worth. And don't get it confused, Sagittarius. Exterior relationships are simply just mirroring back to us how we are feeling about ourselves. You know, so I feel like this time period is a period of time of deep internal self-reflection, but not in like you need to isolate yourself and go hide under a rock for the next 30 days. No, it's like you can self-reflect while also still having fun, while also still being your authentic self, while also still doing things that feel good to you. And that's the kind of self-reflection I'm talking about. To lighten up your energy a little bit and to free yourself from the things that weigh you down. So yeah, also, if you were feeling like judged, right, by this person or another person, I feel like you're getting into that space of just like letting it go or not caring, you know, like whatever. They can feel how they want to feel and I will feel how I want to feel. You know, making that intrinsic choice, right? To not let another person dictate how you feel, okay? That's power right there. That's power. Most people don't understand how powerful that is. To be able to not let others affect your emotions unless you decide to allow it is power. Is power. Because when we feel the most unempowered, when we feel at our weakest, is when we are giving too much, when we're caring too much about how other people are perceiving or thinking about us, and then judging ourselves against their idea of who we are or their standards. But you didn't come to this planet to meet other human standards. No. You came to this planet to live up to Source's standards and your standards of yourself. And those standards are very simple. There's really only one rule, and that is to love yourself as you are. Love yourself as you are. You didn't come here to be like everybody else. You came here to be you. And I don't know why I'm going on that tangent. I feel like you understand that, right? But I also feel like it's always nice to be reminded, right? Like, are you calibrating your self-worth based on how others see you? Because if so, you're calibrating to the wrong God, the wrong source. You should be calibrated to how your higher self, how your source sees you, and they see you as absolutely unconditionally loved. Anyways, let's go into this person's heart space and see the Three of Pentacles, what they've got going on here. There's another lyric coming in for that song. She says, "And heaven knows everything you did to me." So that song is about, oh my gosh, exactly. That song is about like not caring how someone depicts you because you know the truth and heaven knows the truth, you know, or like, go listen to that song if you know it. Anyways, that's why it keeps coming up. All right, this person's emotional space, the King of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups in the reverse, the Three of Pentacles. I feel like this person does want to work on things or be cooperative. They may have walked away just to walk right back. I'm just saying, you know, or maybe this is someone who, when they get into their emotions, Sagittarius, they just need that little space or that distance. But then they usually come right back around and want to talk it out, work it out, or have some sort of cooperation here, okay? And maybe that's not been a strong suit for this person in the past, but I feel like that is the energy that they're coming through with during this time frame of like, okay, in their heart of hearts, they do want to see things come together, right? Like they want to build off of what they currently have. And I just get this message about something coming back around for this person or coming back around in the connection with this person. Okay, you have two cards of coming back around, okay? Or something feeling incomplete as well. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. I was getting a phone call, a little distraction. As I'm talking about like somebody coming back, you know, something coming back around. Okay, some of you might be a phone call, but it's a general reading, so it'd be different for each of you. I just get that there's something, like I said, that feels incomplete. You know, like it's hard to walk away from something when you still feel like there's loose ends or there's something that needs to be worked out or talked out. And I feel like that's what this person has going on in their energy, all right? So let's look at the most likely future outcome based on free will. All right, which means you can change any of the future outcomes. I'm just giving you a snapshot of where this is headed. So you have the Empress here. The Three of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. And the Tower. Wow. So Sagittarius, I love this reading for you, especially given the spiritual reading I just did for you. This is talking about like taking better care of yourself, taking care of your environment, your home environment, the things that are meaningful to you, investing your time and energy wisely. And by doing that, it creates some sort of transformation or change. So definitely, I feel like there's big changes going on, but I feel like it's being done internally, like with the way that you cope, with the way that you deal with relationships, with the way that you feel about yourself. Like this is true blue, like soul, spiritual shadow work type of vibe, right? And it's kind of coming from this place of like getting to know yourself better, but it's also necessary changes, right? So I feel like, you know, when you just get to like a point in your life where you're just like, I will not go one more day with feeling like that or doing that or saying that or whatever, you know, where you just get to like, I don't want to say it's a breaking point because this is pretty high vibrational energy, but for some of you maybe, but it's just like to your breaking point, right? Or to the point where you know that something has to change within you, right? And consciously making that choice to rid yourself of the things that make you feel less than and reach for something that feels better to you, and also invest that time and energy into yourself. There is some sort of change coming within this dynamic as well. After a time period of maybe taking time off or spending time alone, but it's a natural transformation. It's a natural change that comes about without you having to do very much at all, other than to focus on your happiness and where you're at in your lot in life, right? So the Tower talks about changes that happen external from us, meaning we were not the initiator of it, even though I have a little secret for you. You're the initiator of all the things that happen in your life, because you are a co-creator, manifester with your thoughts. But you know what I mean. Sometimes the Tower moment is things that feel out of our control or out of our doing, even though vibrationally we did have some input on that. But this is a change that is happening without you having to be the initiator, if I could get that out of my mouth. Wow, I put this card back and it came back out. It's the Moon. How crazy is that? So let's see, Sagittarius, what their most likely future outcome is. The Moon. 'Cause heaven knows everything you did to me. Put it on me. All right, so Sagittarius, this person feels deeply towards the connection. I do feel like they definitely feel a bond with you, all right? There's no doubt about that. I feel like this person, overall, there's something here that they're overcoming, though. And it could be like a fear of abandonment, a fear of being misunderstood. Like they have their own insecurities that they're needing to evolve with or overcome. And I feel like it does impact the way they behave in relationships. But I feel like this person has, like, you might be surprised how deep this person's emotions really are when it comes to the connection, as they may seem like flighty, or they may not necessarily show that on the surface, especially if this person has like a Scorpio moon, or maybe like a Pisces moon, but take it as it resonates. It's a general reading. I just feel like they feel like intuitively led to this connection and drawn to it, attracted to it. They think about it, you know, they may have tried to, even apart from, why can't I talk? They may have trouble talking to you. Oh my gosh. Anyways, they may have even tried to move away from the connection at some point, only to come right back as they felt incomplete, or there was something incomplete here. So I feel like this person being drawn back towards the connection, and some of you may be aware of this, some of you may be totally oblivious, but actually Spirit is saying be totally oblivious either way. It's almost like the more you can stay in your lane and you're focused on your happiness, the faster you manifest like some sort of development within relationships or your intimate life. Not saying to like completely go aloof or anything, but make your primary concern be yourself first, and then everything else, right? Because if you don't take good care of yourself, what do you have to give other people? Nothing, you know? But I feel like this person is kind of battling a little bit with their own insecure thoughts. I heard fear of rejection for some of them, but yet at the same time still being drawn towards the Sagittarius energy. So what an intriguing reading. No wonder I was going to do this one first. Let's see what we have going on with the guidance cards for you and the person you're connecting with. Guidance for Sagittarius and person they're connecting with. Okay. So you have let go. One more. No. This card says, I think this one's for you though, Sagittarius. It says, once you let go of the outcome, this is definitely for you. Once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all of the emotional constraints that have held you back. Trust in the higher good and the guidance of spirit, as we have only your best intentions at heart, and we'll do everything in our power to protect you. Let's see this person's overall guidance then. They have relationships. It says, relationships are a mirror image of your own life. How you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you react and respond to different situations and people around you. Be aware that every relationship is an opportunity for growth. Wasn't I just talking about like relationships tend to mirror the relationship that we have with ourselves? Yes. Okay, so that is their guidance card. It's like the reading came full circle. So, wow, Sagittarius, very interesting. Zodiac signs that you might be connecting with and or have in your chart, or the chart of the person you're connecting with. I have Scorpio, Gemini, Capricorn, Aries primarily, but I also have Gemini, Pisces here, Virgo, Aries again, Scorpio again, Taurus, Libra, Leo, and Leo again. Pisces over here. Those are the primary signs I'm seeing, but keep in mind it's a general reading. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff. I do have events coming up in October on Facebook for the full moons. But also, I'll be doing some events on how to manifest what you want. So don't miss out. Check out all of my social media by clicking on the links in the description box, as well as linked in the About section, where you can also find the donation link. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so there. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best, Sagittarius. And until next time, my friends, namaste. Bye.